seems like everybody's going to the right side.
Scotty, great question. The right side has a little more dirt, but it is vertical. Where that left side, these seats bounce this. No, he's compressing. It looks like it's white flag also.
Yeah, last lap for the expert final. Again, the top 6 are moving on into the back row of the Pro Moto #1. Petrie didn't even sit down in that big, long left-hander.
I like that. He's a strong kid, and he's probably 6'6", 6'7". Big kid for sure, but knows how to use his legs as an advantage.
That was a nice line.
That was a great line, and now you can see how he's having with Fernandez having a pivot right there. And then we have Jake Donners, actually, we haven't talked about it. He's actually riding really solid in third, and that's a smart spot to be in. He's 112 lap times. That's showing you how long they are, but look at a great job at just staying on those pegs, keeping that weight back that Erica talked about. Phenomenal job.
Yeah, going down through those rocks, all the weight and pressure on that front wheel, you got to stay back as far as you can.
Correct, and even stay on the throttle. You let off the gas, guess what? That weight is going to that front end, those forks, and then it's going to deflect and put more weight on that.
Last lap expert final, the top 6 moving into pros right now. Petrie reached up, looks like grabbed a tear off, or maybe adjusted his helmet a little bit.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah. Gonna finish it off. It looks like he's got the lead. He keeps it on 2 wheels. There he goes. He'll kind of triple over these first 3, triple over here, and up and over that progressive finish line jump. Petrie will take the win on the 99, and there is the second place finisher is Fernandez coming across, and here comes the rest of them. We're looking for the top 6 right now. A few more of them trying to finish it up.
Yeah, I was
Donners, there you go.
Yeah, Ty Collins is there. Lynn Snodgrass, who really was hitting this triple also. I'm sure he's got to be a nice, looks like Ty Collins pulls off that 6th. And it's good. The first round he didn't make it in, and now he's been making it in the pro mains.
And Piazza, who had troubles earlier, he did get it up and did finish our race. Here are the results for expert final. Again, the top 6 is what we're looking for. Petrie, Fernandez, Donners, Flynn, Piazza, and Collins gets that last transfer spot on the TM. The rest of them are done until next weekend when we go to Everett. On the racetrack right now is Erica Allreed, and she is with our winner.
Brandon, it's been a hot and cold season for you so far. So how satisfying is it to kick off the night with this expert main win?
Yeah, it leads good into the night show to just get some good laps and run up front. So really like the track tonight, so I'm hoping to really show some good speed.
A job well done. Congratulations.
Expert final is in the book. When we come back, Hot Laps for the Pro Riders is up next here from Reno.
Gotta look when you ride, right? Makes you feel safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones.
Bracelet from my husband.
Ah.
Lucky rabbit's foot.
Lucky rabbit named Swoot. It's Swedish.
That's a whole rabbit.
Named Swoot.
Well, there's really no need for a lucky charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back.
We're just gonna ignore the fact that Carl has a rabbit.
Named Swoot.
At Slavens Racing, we don't chase trends. We chase trails, testing and tuning with the same parts we carry. Every product we touch is built to go the distance. Slavens Racing, real riders, real performance.
For more than 50 years, Kicker has been rocking the planet on anything that moves. Kicker, the legacy continues.
At Slavens Racing, we don't chase trends. We chase trails, testing and tuning with the same parts we carry. Every product we touch is built to go the distance. Slavens Racing, real riders, real performance.
The 2025 AMA EnduroCross Series is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, EnduroCross's official insurance sponsor and America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Kicker Performance Audio, music. We live and breathe it and make it kick. And by Acerbis, the leader in aftermarket motocross plastics, bike protection, and accessories. Welcome back to Slavens Racing AMA EnduroCross Series presented by Progressive Insurance. In case you missed the open, I'm Sky Dibble. This is Destry Abbott. Destry, this is the longest track, which means the hot lap session is going to take a little while.
It is going to take a while, and these guys are going to be exhausted. Normally 30 to 35 seconds at most of them. This one, they're going to be maybe, I think, Tristan Hart and Johnny Walker were at 59. Everybody's over a minute.
I would try to get to that finish line just as fast as possible. I don't think I'd ride over any obstacles if I was out there.
Absolutely. And Scotty, something that we talked about is starting position is going to be really critical here. So this is a big one. Again, Johnny Walker has won the last 4, all the hot laps of the year. I know Tristan Hart really wants this one. He was only 3/10 off of Johnny Walker in day practice, so he's right there, and it just takes one mistake.
Well, and everybody wants it because if you are the fast qualifier out of the hot laps, you get first pick on that gate.
Correct, and especially there's 10 riders going for those 8, but I want to be on the front row. That's going to be your biggest thing, top 8.
So you want to be in the top 8. It guarantees you a front row on that IRC starting gate and that first Pro Moto. How you finish the first Pro Moto, you invert the order for Pro Moto number 2. So it gets really exciting in just a little bit.
Pro Moto 2 is by far my favorite just because the fastest guys usually are in the back row unless they had a bad first moto.
The first rider up in our hot lap session is the 575 Nick Thompson. He is 37 years old from Goshen, Utah. He rides for Excel Concrete, IRC Tire, and Rocky Mountain ATV. And he's pulling onto the racetrack, taking one more look at it because they made a few changes after they were done with their practice session.
Absolutely, and that's a veteran right there looking at his line that he wants to hit because the game changer for this is that rock section for sure.
He's going to go ahead and go through the dumpster dump and make his way over to the left-hander, start picking up some speed right about here. The clock will start when he goes across that finish line jump.
And he's a moto background guy. You'll see him getting loose for sure right here.
Throws it a little bit sideways, puts the front end down, and he takes that very inside going into turn number 1.
And you can see it a little slippery. Look at him pushing there. Now we got this nice little step on, step off kind of for the most part. Get that front end low, get that power back to the ground.
I love that big double. Then you got to jump up over these 2 logs, and here's the really different corner. He goes way up the inside.
Oh, that was a little on the tight side. I'm not sure if that's legal or not because you're supposed to stay outside those yellow markers.
All right, so we'll do it until he gets caught, I guess. Right? 575 out there on the racetrack. Nick Thompson, he is in 10th place in the pro point standings right now in the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden. He looked really good.
And he went to that outside that we talked about. That's going to be the most consistent line. And again, he's got a nice lap going on. That was a beautiful rear wheel tap.
Through the matrix.
Through the matrix, correct.
Yeah, make a nice tight right-hander, gets up against the dumpsters. Kind of a little double jump right there. The section, they'll try to carry the front wheel through there. And now here they come back to the dumpster dump, and he goes right back to the right side, jumps up onto the face.
That was pretty aggressive
cool.
there.
Yeah.
He's trying to use that dirt to the left, which I saw someone else do in the earlier qualifier.
Triple, and then the big finish line triple jump right there. That will be the time to beat 103.294. 103.294 for Nick Thompson, our first competitor. Man, 103 is not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And actually, the track is wetter than it was earlier in the second practice, day practice. It was a little drier then, so I don't know if they're going to be able to get under a minute.
The rider that did our track preview earlier today is Texas Tim Apole. He's on the Beta number 96. He's actually from Germany. He's on the Beta Factory USA Chocolate Mountain Ranch entry number 96, Tim Apole.
Tim's been riding well. He's been top 10 all year. Again, this is his 5th year racing here in the States. There, he's out that little dirt thing. So he's trying a new line, making sure he's probably in 2nd gear. Most of the time, these guys are in 2nd. This track, I think he'll go to 3rd.
Triple, and then up and over that finish line jump.
Yeah, over that triple is a big one for sure. So right here, this is that nice flowy section. We talk about that. Tim, when he did that parade lap, he definitely was good.
Big air right there. The 2-stroke motorcycle, a little bit lighter weight. He's really throwing that front end around.
That's where the 2-stroke is an advantage. The front end is really light. Same thing coming up to these sections and even the rocks. That's where I feel like the 2-stroke will have an advantage. More like a hard enduro kind of setup.
Here comes the trickiest part of the racetrack, the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden. He goes way to the outside.
Absolutely, and that gives you an understanding of how steep those rocks are and those logs that are in the middle of it because you're trying to carry momentum through the rocks. and you have an abrupt log come in the middle of it.
Into the matrix, trying to double through as many of them as he can. Goes around that log that's laying down sideways, went around there. It's a little bit longer around, singles over it, and then doubles through that
That was nice. He actually manualed that first one really well. And this is, you can use more energy because you're only out there for a little over a minute.
And then you get a little bit of a break. I like that little jump over that log right there. That was nice.
He set himself up for that.
That's what he was looking at on his preview lap.
Absolutely.
Checkered flag is out. Timopole goes to second, 105.872. So it wasn't any faster, 105.872 goes to second. So it's still Nick Thompson at the top spot. Up next is number 53. That is Braxton Hinsey from Utah. He's on the Factory Fantic USA motorcycle. He's only 18 years old.
Yeah, and he finished 6th overall at round 4. So he was putting in a great ride in Oregon. Definitely a kid that stepped it up last year, and first year on the Fantic 2-stroke, and has been looking good. Even trying that left line, which I haven't seen too many guys do. Again, I don't think it's going to set you up well for that corner because it's going to make it tighter, where I want to make my apex farther so I can carry momentum like road racing, basically.
Here he comes. He was keeping that front end really high in the practice sessions earlier today, up and over this jump. He leaves it fairly high. That time comes up a little bit short.
I think I'd get a little rear wheel tap there, meaning, you know, touch that rear brake to drop that front end, and you would actually go farther, because if you keep that rear wheel low, leg swag there. I like that.
Another
Whoa,
one. Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody jump that.
That's pretty cool. Trying some different lines.
I like that right there also. He did a great job in keeping pressure on that rear wheel and driving forward.
53, Braxton Hinsey. Factory Fantic motorcycle, and makes his way into the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden. He goes right back to the outside.
I think, see how they're going into there's a little bit of dirt there. You can see that's where they're pivoting because it's more consistent versus trying to pivot in the rocks, but there's not a lot of traction.
More consistent for the back tire to get traction, and more consistent for the front wheel to help you turn.
Correct, yes, you got a little weight forward there, but yeah, so it's more rear wheel traction to help that front end light where you can pivot turn it.
53, Braxton Hinsey on the clock right now. It's a very long track, so the hot laps take a little bit longer. He went back to the outside in the dumpster dump.
Yeah, that was good. He actually wheel tapped that and kind of got a good little hop out that log.
Up and over that progressive finish line jump. He leaves the front end high, and he moves to second. 105.741 moves him into second. So right now, Nick Thompson, he's still about 2.5 seconds faster than anybody else so far.
Nick had a solid lap for sure. And then we got the cowboy, Max Gersten, our Arizona boy. So he's always a fan favorite, always having a good time. I like when people are light and they don't put the pressure on yourself. He's one of the older riders out here, also in his mid-30s, and he's having fun. So, of course, you like to cheer for that guy.
Does a great job on social media also. He's number 15, Max Gersten from New River, Arizona on the Beta USA entry. He's 33 years old, and he sends it over the triple finish line jump.
And this is a nice little section. He went outside. You can go a little farther right. You can see that bike pushing, but he's staying on the gas, soaking up, letting that bike come to him. Get the bike back to the ground as quick as you can.
He tripled that right there.
I think there's going to be more guys. I didn't see anybody doing that day.
I didn't either.
Different line choices. Look how much farther he went. I like that tighter inside. I think you're saving a little bit of time there and making the track shorter.
Going up to that K-rail, that first log is there. Will anybody jump from that log over that first K-rail? Will anybody try that?
I heard some guys talking about it. I don't think they will, especially right now. Maybe feeling it out early on. But Max Gersten has a nice ride going right now.
This looks like a new quick time lap. If he can hang on to it, keep the momentum going. He goes around the log that's laying there. It's a little bit different than they were doing in practice. A single then doubles over that little dirt double jump.
And that's going to be a nice spot to pass. You can see they're actually not wanting to pivot over that because they can carry the speed in the dirt.
Man, that put that front end down quick.
Yeah, he did. And he actually put weight on that to actually get the bike to turn also.
Triple over the PVC pipes now, up and over that progressive finish line jump. He looks at the crowd. He slides into second, 103.626. So pretty close to Nick Thompson, but not good enough to take the top spot.
Yeah, 4/10 off there. And Cooper Abbott definitely supporting his mom with the pink gear on and the pink boots. I definitely love that for the cancer. Definitely getting the crowd going too.
Good. See if he can get some flow going on this hot lap. It's the 12 by Cooper Abbott from Surprise, Arizona, doing it for CM Parts, Fox Auto Team, RJT Excavating. On the Kawasaki, he's 27 years old. The clock will start when he hits that finish line double jump. Triple jump, I'm sorry about that. I'm used to a double.
Yeah, no. Even EnduroCross, yeah, there we go. I want him to be aggressive. He needs this hot lap again. It's a tough one. You can see how that bike is pushing. But he's a moto background, so he definitely feels comfortable jumping. And again, I think he's going to jump that, yes.
Yeah, they're all doing it now. Nobody's doing that in practice, and now they're all tripling that spot. He's kind of sliding right through there.
That's that same thing. I think those guys.
Oh, there he goes!
Oh, Oh, that was a big one.
That's what we were just talking about. I was wondering if anybody was going to hit that, and
yeah,
Cooper Abbott
he
tried
must
it.
have looked at that. Hopefully he's okay, because that's a big hit for sure. And
hopefully that motorcycle is off of him right now.
Yeah, it looked like it was up. It might have fell back on, but that's a big spot to crash on. I think risk to reward, it doesn't make sense because maybe it's a second, which again, this starting position's huge, but most importantly, I hope he's okay, of course.
Yeah, for sure, because he's your youngster.
Yeah, that hits home for sure. So, we always, for any rider, of course, being my son's a little different, but most importantly, I don't care what rider it is. So he is moving around, we hear, which is a good sign.
Good.
He might have knocked the wind out of him. If he's lucky, he's healthy, and that's always the most important thing.
Don't see the clutch lever. It looks like it might have came off and moving around.
Yeah, his mechanic,
right now.
Cody Miller, you can see him sitting there with them. So, it's definitely tough being up here, even as a spectator and a dad sitting in the fans, or in the stands, watching a rider out there. It's a really stressful feeling.
There he is.
Yeah, we love that. So I don't think he's going to be happy, but most importantly, he looks pretty good. And, he'll be starting on the back row. But again, I think, and that's if he's good enough to ride, but he's a strong kid. I know he's not one that's going to lay up. He's going to fight even if he's not 100%.
Looks like he's favoring his left hand wrist a little bit right now, so hopefully he is okay. That was the 12, Cooper Abbott. Probably more than likely will qualify in the 10th spot. He's going straight up to the hill. He does have a backup motorcycle if he needs to switch to that, or maybe put a new clutch lever on that left side, and hopefully he's all right. Dust the dirt off and get right back out there.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to see another rider try that one, because that was a big one. I know he did talk about that earlier. I was not too sure. But it's him. It's his call. I'm not going to tell him he can or can't do it. And you can look from there, see that angle. That log is probably 3.5 feet lower than what that K-rail is. And to try to get that hop, you almost have to slow down and preload into that log to get that. And maybe he had too much speed in. But now we have Cody Webb, who's a three-time actually EnduroCross champion, and an enduro or trials rider, so you can see not the most comfortable jumping, and I'm not making fun of Cody because he's one of my favorite riders, but he'll be really good on the technical sections.
The 2 by Cody Webb from Indian Hills, California, now lives in Colorado. He's known for Rocky Mountain Yamaha, switched over to the blue motorcycles this year.
Yeah, and he's got a big bore 250, so it's basically a 300, I believe, and that bike has looked really, really good for him.
And he put things together last weekend and got up there on that podium for the overall.
It was nice to see that. We have 4 different riders that have made that. Look at that great job at keeping weight on that rear wheel. We talk about how far his hips were back. Going down the hill, it's even more important to make sure your hips are staying farther back. Rear wheel driving through there, getting weight to that. We went inside there. We talked about that log. He actually went inside, so made that shorter. I think he's got a great lap going on right now.
This looks like it might be a new quick time as he goes into the dumpster dump. He goes to the inside one.
Yeah, I would have liked to see what he did there because that was a little bit shorter, but I think you have to make that corner too tight.
Triple over the progressive finish line jump. Will it be good enough to take the top spot? Yes, it does. 102.63. 102.635 for the number 2, Cody Webb, the 3-time EnduroCross champion. On the track right now, the 513 Ryder LeBlanc. He actually has 1 moto win this season. He's from New Florence, Pennsylvania. He's on the Rockstar Husqvarna, number 513. I like watching this guy jump. He looks very smooth and controlled when he's hitting the jump.
He had a nice style. I actually talked to him before tonight's racing. He'll hit that line, so he's already setting him up. He had this bike whipped. He had a nice little flat pancake, old school style, and he had a little seat bounce here on the 350. He had a nice flow for sure. He looked good today.
On the clock, 513, Ryder LeBlanc, 24-year-old rider from Pennsylvania. I like this little section right here, nice and rhythm, a big double jump, and I like watching these guys triple this.
Yeah, again, I think everybody now is going to do that for sure.
That's different.
I like that. I love the line choices there. And he went outside that marker there, but that wasn't by choice, and it wasn't an advantage, so I don't see any issues in that.
Big up and over the K-rails as quickly as possible. He's going to the inside of the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden.
And he does a great job. Look at keeping weight on that peg. We always talk about that. pause there, but again, try to be light on the motorcycle. That's where Johnny Walker and even Cody Webb and Tristan Hart are so good.
He tripled right there in the Matrix. I think a lot of the guys are double-double. He went double-triple.
Yeah, I don't know which one's necessarily faster. I think maybe it's a couple tenths here, but at this point with hot laps, a couple tenths is big.
And that little dirt section right there, he double-singled, where everybody else seems to be single-doubling. Here he comes, headed towards that progressive finish line jump. Will it be quick enough to take the top spot? 5-1-3. Ryder LeBlanc across the line. He slides into 4th place. That looked like a great lap, but it's 1:04.248, so not as quick as it looked like.
How about this guy? We talked about it last week, and at round 4, he would rode the 450 in first practice. Well, guess what? He's on a 450 here. This is the one track I could see a 450 being an advantage.
He took a few extra jumps right there to get loosened up and warmed up. Now he pulls out the racetrack. He'll jump back on. The clock won't start until you hit that progressive finish line jump. He just want to hit that little section, get warmed up a little.
Yeah, and this is another rider that, man, we talk about somebody finishing 3rd tonight. I think this is a guy that has a great shot at doing that, if not a 1st or 2nd.
I was going to say, and he switched to the 450, which we're talking, it seemed like the 450 had a little bit more torque, a little bit more grunt off the corners. Might be a good bike to have for this race.
Yes, this is the one spot with these jumps. Oh boy,
no.
That was a little scary. He could still, he wanted to stay low, but not that low where he clipped that. And that's where you lose that flow. You know, he's an amazing rider, really loose on the bike, which I love to see. You know, it's kind of like you're better off being looser than tighter on the motorcycle. Great job at getting the rear wheel down and staying on the gas. As soon as you land, a lot of people let off. You want to be landing on the gas to drive your momentum forward.
Double, double, double up the Matrix. Now he'll head down the Matrix. We got a little obstacle in the middle of the corner. He goes around it this time. Here comes the 10, Colton Haker. Single double through that dirt section.
I think he wanted something a little better. This was, he looked really good in practice, made a couple mistakes. Maybe top 5 for him right now, looking at it.
Would be good enough to put him on the front row, up and over the triple PVCs. And here he comes over the progressive finish line jump, throwing a nice little whip right there.
Oh!
It is good enough for the top spot.
Boy, was I wrong.
1 minute, .950 for the 5-time champion Colton Haker.
So that was impressive because he made quite a few little mistakes too. So,
couple of bobbles, yeah.
So we have these next 2 are the only guys under a minute in practice, day practice. And again, Johnny Walker, we've had 4 rounds tonight being round 5. He's won all the hot laps, and as we talked about, gate pick is really important.
And number 22, Johnny Walker from Great Britain on the Triumph Factory Racing 450. He is 34 years of age, and he was feeling really good earlier today in practice. And man, I think every lap he was faster and just looked so strong.
Absolutely, and Tristan Hart was only 3/10 off, but boy, this guy is really good when it comes down to throwing 1 lap down also.
A little different line headed up to that finish.
Yeah, he actually set himself up where it's a little more straight, but he's a smart dude, and look at that. Great power to the ground.
He's kind of flat tracking it through that turn 1 and 2.
And again, back to that triple. I wanted to see what his line choice is here. Oh, he missed that log. He actually separated that. I haven't seen anybody do that. That was a great line there.
Up and over the K-rails, the big concrete barriers you're used to seeing in the middle of an interstate. Well, we put them here in the livestock arena.
And this guy looked really good. Again, back to that rear wheel. Oh, a little bit more of a pause than he's been doing, but again, look at that weight on staying on the back and back on the gas. I still think that was fast.
I think he went down it faster than anybody else has today.
I agree. That's why I said I don't think that was, and there he goes. That's why I was wondering, nobody was going really tight in that. I think right there, that's a half a second.
Johnny Walker.
Great bowl corner there, steering with that rear tire also.
He looks aggressive.
He's looked aggressive all year. That's why he wants this. He needs this tonight, actually.
This looks really good. He needs a win. Here comes the 22 progressive finish line jump. That should be quick time. Yes, it is. 59.118. By, man, not very much quicker than Haker at the 1:00 minute .95.
Yeah,
so
that was
really close.
And then this is a guy that wants to. Look at it, he wants to. He hasn't hit that all day. So those guys, everybody's hitting it. They must have built a little more dirt up. So again, he knows this is a spot. He already has his rock line that he's going to want to take, trying to stay on top of the rocks versus dropping down in dirt sections.
Well, they were all sitting out there watching the big screen out there. They're watching each other, what they're doing. So they're figuring out what they have to do.
Yeah.
And what they don't want to do.
Absolutely. But he doesn't want Johnny Walker to get that confidence again and wants to set him back. He's Mr. Consistent, but he's been working on that sprint speed.
Comes up a little bit short right there on the track right now. Number 1, the 2-time and defending champ, our current points leader, Tristan Hart from British Columbia. He's on the FMF Red Bull KTM. He is 28 years old.
This is the line. We have a lot of different options. Same thing Johnny Walker did. He was a little faster there than I believe Johnny was. But again, there's still too many sections ahead to say he's going to be the faster one.
Erica talked to him earlier today and actually saw he's still purple from the hitting that log that was standing straight up and down last weekend in Redmond.
Yeah, that was a nice job there too. And I did see that also. Right here, this is where he's been rear wheeling. Oh, he usually carries his rear front end a little bit farther. Again, I haven't seen him do that line, but again, that's where he saw what Johnny Walker did. Going inside, get that traction back to the ground. This is going to be a close one to me.
That's a benefit of going after Johnny Walker, is you get to see what Johnny's doing, see if he can go any faster. Right now, the quick time 5:9.118. Here comes Tristan Hart. Will it be good enough to take the top spot? Second place for Tristan Hart, so Walker keeps the streak alive.
Boy, those two just a notch above everybody else, and Tristan will be happy. But again, it's going to come down to the races. But gate 1 or 2, he's okay with it. And he gave Johnny Walker a thumbs up. Like, you know, those guys are class acts with each other, and they want to win. They definitely are going to be forceful, but again, they respect each other.
They all want to win every time they go on the racetrack. It doesn't matter if it's a hot lap, a practice, qualifying. Everybody wants to lay the fastest lap they can. Tristan Hart settles for second with the 1:00 minute. 0.509, not good enough for the top spot. That goes to Johnny Walker, keeping his streak alive. Third is Haker. Webb is out there in fourth, and Nick Thompson, who went first, finishes up fifth. That's a good run for the 37-year-old.
That's a great ride. That's one of his best hot laps, if not ever.
Eric is standing by with our hot lap quick time, the number 22, Johnny Walker.
Absolutely, Scotty, keeping the streak alive here tonight. Johnny, how do you translate a lap like that into success in the motos?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy because it wasn't a perfect lap. I need to figure out that corner where they've made a change. So we'll come back and we'll be definitely stronger in the races.
Looking forward to seeing you in the motos.
He made one little mistake. He wants to figure out that corner where they made a few changes, and the first one to adapt goes to the front fastest.
Yeah, that's right. No matter what level you're, I don't care if you're the best rider in the world, you want to keep getting better.
In the gate, our vet class, riders 35 years of age and older. The heat race winner was the 24, Bobby Prochnow. He is from British Columbia. Second in the heat race, it looks like Gavin McCarthy, who is our points leader from El Cajon, California. And third in the heat race was the 78 of Ray Amos. He is sitting second in the point standings. Those are our top contenders week in and week out here in EnduroCross in the vet class.
Yeah, McCarthy's been consistent. I believe he was last year's champion also. So he's putting himself with a nice little gap, 6-point lead over Amos.
32nd board is up. The vets are in the gate, 8 of them. That means that front gate is full. The board is sideways. It's time to get back to the racing action here at round number 5. The gate drops. 5-1-4 grabbing the whole shot. It looked like
Gavin McCarthy had a nice start there, and look at him just staying standing. This is where you got to be patient. You can't rush matrix sections because you're going to nose into a section and actually make yourself worse off.
Destry, so far we've seen experts, we've seen pro hot laps. This is the first time to see amateurs on the racetrack since the earlier today.
Yeah, then these guys are some great riders, but you're going to see them struggling a lot more in these rock sections, especially early on in the races because there's so much more moisture on the ground.
Gavin McCarthy doing for Chocolate Mountain Ranch. You talked about it last week. He gets to ride with a lot of pro riders when he's practicing down there in California.
Yeah, they have their Chocolate Mountain Ranch there. Oh, even the double's a good-sized double. So these vet riders aren't even used to jumping for the most part. Most of these guys are off-road dudes where they don't really like to jump too often.
I was going to say, are they going to jump the big double jump? They elect not to.
I think you're only going to see a few guys in the other classes besides the pros doing that.
Maybe some intermediates, maybe some novices might get a little crazy and grab a handful.
Yeah, I like that different line choice there, Bobby Prochnow.
Ray got hung up right there, but he gets it going. He still remains in third. Right now it's Gavin McCarthy, the 5-1-4. Bobby Prochnow in second on the 24, and Ray Amos in third. 3 KTMs, first, second, and third place.
Yeah, we have the top 5 staying pretty close, but this is a game changer coming in right here. So Bobby Prochnow, old school, sit down, get the weight to the rear, more hard enduro style.
He was sitting so far back on that seat in that front end, really light.
Which is hard enduro kind of format. You know, it's like style. You want to get weight to that rear tire. These guys all have gummy rears, meaning that tire is really soft and it has a lot of traction.
How much air pressure do you run? Do you run a thick inner tube? What are you doing for a rear tire?
Great question. Most of these guys don't even run air. I don't know too many riders that'll run air. They actually run like foam inserts or even tire balls, mousses. There's so many different companies that make them. and they'll run them really soft. So it almost is like maybe 6-8 pounds. But this track right here for the pros went with the stiffer setup because it'll roll too much.
Look at them single through that PVC where the pro riders were tripling and tripling. That's how hard this racetrack is.
Absolutely. I love when you get to watch the other guys ride that even this is your buddy. You're like, oh, he's a really good rider. That just shows you how good those good guys are.
And one more perspective, Bobby Prochnow, our leader, 1:24, where our quick time just a second ago for the pros was 59 seconds. So about 25
seconds, yeah. And again, we've talked about this. Bobby Prochnow has had 2 pro EnduroCross main events podiums. So he's a phenomenal rider. He's been there before, took a long break off from EnduroCross. His wife will watch her race later. So she's racing the club class. So it's a family sport. Kids are staying at home.
Leader's stuck. The leader is stuck.
So
Here comes
I like
second.
this outside line. Look at this. This is where we were talking about it. Gavin McCarthy, that's a safe line. If that's the most consistent, because guess what? Bobby Prochnow's heart rate just went to another level, maybe level 4, zone 4, zone 5, which now it's going to be a snowball effect, and he might get tired and making more mistakes now.
Time to try to catch your breath and try to get that lead back. Out front is Gavin McCarthy, 514 on the number plate. Takes a look over his shoulder, and look, Prochnow still within striking distance.
Yeah, Prochnow's a smart guy, so I think he'll keep him within range. But these lap times, I wouldn't be surprised that if this is already white flag, being basically, what, 1:25, 1:28 lap times.
It is only 4 minutes plus 1 lap. It's got to feel like an eternity out there for these guys.
Oh, there we go. We got someone to get the front end. Oh, so it's going to, I'm guessing 2 laps left for sure. Which these guys, 2 laps, which is 3 minutes still, that seems like forever.
Looked like Prochnow took a little shorter line through that turn 1, jumping up on here. Now here comes the big tire stack and single.
Prochnow was standing around that whole corner. That would be the section I would actually sit and save some energy, but he's going inside for this pass. Pivot turn.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
And the good thing is he can see the leader too.
Yeah, and we were talking about Ray Amos in third. He's the one that's really trying to fight Gavin McCarthy for this championship, so he needs to get up there also.
Yeah, Ray was doing pretty well, got hung up on that first lap, and the leader goes wide. Here comes second. They're getting tight. They're side by side.
I love it. Oh!
Endo.
There we go. Come on. Look at this.
Gosh.
Oh,
where's Ray?
Here's Wreck-It Ray Amos is coming. Hopefully he's taking that smart line. Both of these guys are going to be exhausted.
Oh, they're both on the ground. They're both up. They both go down.
Whereas Amos, he's got to be coming. This is phenomenal. This is EnduroCross racing at its best.
He's looking backwards. Now he's adjusting the clutch, and here comes
there's
Ray. Wreck-It Ray's going for the lead. From third to the lead, Ray Amos.
Listen to the crowd. They're absolutely loving this.
Wreck-It Ray lets it all hang out every week. He's a crowd favorite. He is from Idaho in the Chocolate Mountain Ranch KTM. He's got company. The 514 goes to the outside. He's still working on his motor.
Again, this is our 1-2 battle in points. So I wouldn't rush it too early on. You still have, you at least have 1 lap left right now.
Oh, Ray throws it down. He's got to stay true to his nickname.
Yes, Wreck-It Ray, yes.
Here comes Gavin McCarthy. The white flag's got to be coming out. There it is, 1 lap to go.
And his heart rate is so high. This is the same thing. Like, we talk about sections. If there's a section to breathe, I would just be sitting there and breathing, taking my deep breath.
1:49. That's almost a minute longer than the pros.
Yes.
I mean, they both fell.
Yeah, but that shows you how
how tough it is.
Consistent EnduroCross racing is, absolutely.
It's so crazy. McCarthy out front. There's Ray, there's Prochnow. They got their own battle for second place.
Yeah, but McCarthy, if he's smart enough, which he is a smart dude, good family, he's going to go this outside. But look, they're coming into a lappers, and guess what? Look at those guys are on the outside, so he might not have the choice.
Oh, he goes outside. He kind of gets hung out. Here comes second. Up the inside, he's sending it. The 24, Prochnow using his feet to dabble his way up and over the Rocky Mountain Rock Guard. Here comes Amos, goes to second.
And look how steep that log is now. This is a great race and a great battle with these 3.
He was sitting down the whole time on the downhill. That scares me.
And now the lapper's getting in his way, and there we go. Wreck-It Ray into the lead again.
Oh, hang on to it, Ray. The back tire just spinning. This one's more fun than any race we've had so far this season. Amos on the outside.
Prochnow's right there, too.
Here comes Ray. Ray's like, where's that checkered flag at?
It's easy from here. He looks over. Look at, we have a guy going down. Was that McCarthy?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Who is who is our points leader. This is going to shake things up with 1 round left. Into the final corner. Wreck-It Ray, keep it on 2 wheels.
Yes.
Over the PVC pipes. Here comes second. Brock now is there. Wreck-It Ray takes the win.
Look at the crowd. They love that. There's a lot of respect. Brock now. What rider didn't go down? I bet there wasn't a rider that kept it on 2 wheels that whole time.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that was awesome. That was one of the best races I've seen in a long time. That was pretty cool.
It was the most entertaining, that's for sure.
Look at Erica. She's having fun down there. That was
look, Scrubs gets up there and gets third.
Nice. That's going to hurt Gavin McCarthy. And now it's going to be a 1-round battle with Amos and McCarthy going into that final round.
Riders are still finishing up. Ray Amos gets the win. Proc now second. Scrubs is third. I believe Gavin McCarthy is going to hang on to fourth after falling down on that last lap. Eric is standing by with our winner, Wreck-It Ray.
Ray, easily one of the most entertaining races that we have witnessed this season. I'm sure it was pure chaos from you under the helmet, but you got off the track and told me you were fired up.
I was definitely fired up. I had a few mistakes last weekend, had a pretty bad get off, lost a lot of points with it after having the points lead, and I'm gaining some back tonight, so we're ready to go for Everett.
A job well done here tonight, Ray. Congratulations.
What a ride by Ray Amos. Gets back up and gets the finish, and the crowd loved that one. When we come back, it is time for Pro Moto #1 up next.
We come from all walks of life. We don't need a reason to ride, or even a destination. It's not what or where we ride that defines us, because no matter where we're headed, it's what happens along the way that makes us who we are. We may not know where the ride will take us, but one thing's for sure. With the Law Tigers, you never ride alone. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Welcome back to Reno. It's time for the Slavens Racing AMA EnduroCross Series presented by Progressive Insurance Pro Moto #1. We've seen the hot laps. They got the starting lineup. Before we get started, it is time to get the inside scoop from Erica Allreed.
Three-time champion Cody Webb has been steadily rebuilding his pace as the season moves along. Coming into this season, he wasn't quite sure where he would stack up, considering he came and started his own program and was coming off injury. But he knew it would be a reset year, but he didn't expect the sluggish start that would follow. He said, although, the results haven't been as consistent, he was worried that people would start doubting him, although he didn't doubt himself. He finally turned a corner in our previous round with his best finish of the season, a strong third. It was a clear step forward for for him, and he said it felt great to be back near the front and contending for those positions and proving to himself and others that that's where he belonged. And although he said he's still not quite where he wants to be, are our top riders ever truly satisfied?
That's a great question. Are the best ever satisfied?
No, absolutely. Erica nailed that really well with that question. That's exactly it, but that's what makes them better at the same time. So these guys, I don't care if you're a 5-time champ with the number 10, Colton Haker, or Johnny Walker going for his 2nd championship. There's 11 championships won on that front row. So there's a lot of good riders, and they all still want to get better.
Pro Moto number 1 is in the gate. They line up according to how they finish the hot laps, and the starting lineup looks like this. Walker with the fast time will be the first pick. Tristan Hart 2nd on the 1. Colton Haker number 10. Cody Webb. Thompson, a good qualifying effort on the 575. And also we want to point out the 12, Cooper Abbott, didn't finish his hot lap. He's going to sit the rest of the night out.
Yeah, from my understanding, talking to the mechanic, he had a pretty good little hit on the head. Concussion most likely, and it's a smart move again. He's not in the championship hunt. I think you got to take care of yourself and your body.
The 32nd board is up. It is time to go racing. The IRC starting gate is locked and loaded. The best EnduroCross riders in the world are here in Reno. Round number 5, moto number 1, about to begin. The gate drops. Who's going to get the Cherbys?
Oh, Tristan Hart comes over on him, too. He knows if Tristan can get this win here and this win tonight, that's going to help him going into that final round with even a bigger points gap.
You saw how bad Tristan Hart wanted that whole shot. He got it. Walker's right there. Little contact was made. It looks like LeBlanc gets hung up over there in that right-hander.
Yeah,
here comes Walker.
We have our top 2 guys up front early on. Colton Haker looked like he was trying to get around in 3rd.
The 2 different lanes going through the dumpster
dump.
dump.
This is going to be awesome. This is what we want as a racer fan. Like, I am loving this right now already.
Walker goes to work and gets the lead early away from Tristan Hart. He goes wide through turns 1 and 2 and hangs it all out going into the rhythm section.
And the track being wetter and Johnny Walker being from England, guess what? He's used to this moisture. Again, oh!
He's off the side of the motorcycle.
And Colton Haker, who would be a spoiler if he could get himself up there and get in between these 2.
Get in between the 2 championship contenders is what the number 10 is trying to do. He's also trying to win the moto, but it's Johnny Walker in control of this one so far.
Yeah, Johnny again, he looked so good. He's won all the 5 hot laps of the year. He's just been riding well. He just hasn't been as consistent compared to Tristan Hart.
He was very relaxed in between the practice session and the opening ceremonies. I saw him, I talked to him earlier, he's ready to go.
And Tristan Hart must have made a mistake. He still hasn't, there he comes right there. But again, look who's not far behind on the other 450. We only have 2 450s out there, and guess what? They're 1st and 2nd, which is so wild to see.
It's the biggest floor. Is that why the 450s are shining right now?
Absolutely. Like that right there, that triple. That triple is huge. That's almost like a Supercross triple with a log on top of it.
With obstacles right before it as well.
And looked like Johnny Walker came up a little short there, and man, Colton looks like his old Colton self. He's a 5-time champion, but makes a mistake there. Looked like he might even stall it. Tristan Hart already get himself back up there.
He's right back into 3rd. The 2-time and defending champ, our points leader, is in 3rd right now. He is chasing the number 10 of the 5-time champ, Colton Haker. Haker goes up into the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden.
You have to be efficient and consistent through this section. Again, you can see how hard it is. If these guys make it look tough, Cody Webb is one of the best riders, especially his trials background on these technical skills. If he is struggling through that, you know it's hard.
Walker has set sail right now on the 22 Triumph. We're watching Colton Haker in 2nd on the 10, and there is our points leader, the 1 of Tristan Hart's in 3rd. I know he's not going to be happy with 3rd place.
No, he will not be happy with 3rd place. That was the same thing that happened to Johnny Walker at the last round, round 4, is he didn't have a good 1st or 2nd moto, that he didn't control that last one.
As we go back to the 3rd place rider, Tristan Hart, that lap was a minute 3.414. Johnny Walker's last lap was a minute 1.551. So Walker is on a mission right now.
I can tell you right now, Tristan knows he needs to get at least 2nd though, because again, 1st or 2nd is what these 2 for the most part have been doing back and forth. But man, Colton Haker easily can finish 2nd or even 1st still.
Yeah, anything can happen. We're about halfway through Pro Moto number 1. Again, it's 6 minutes plus 1 lap. When the clock expires, the white flag comes out. They head up into the matrix section. It goes up, and then it goes down, and then a tight right-hander.
And look at the gap that Johnny Walker's already built up. I believe it's over 10 seconds now.
He is flying right now in that 450. He
Yeah,
needs to win here tonight.
He's coming up to the finish line, and Colton Haker's coming in the dumpster jump there.
Wow. Walker, he's gone. We're watching the battle for second right now. It's Haker in second over that progressive finish line jump, and there's the gap right now back to third of Hart, who's still in that third spot.
Tristan's going to have to throw down right now again, but watch this guy right here. I enjoy watching him ride. So smooth, so loose, really good. Low RPM. He's not a really aggressive rider on the RPM, where a lot of people get on the gas aggressively. He still get that rear wheel to the ground, stay steady on that throttle so that tire isn't spinning, get those hips back, and get back on the gas once you get to the dirt.
Destry, he is way out front, but yet his last lap was his fastest, so he's still pushing it.
He's in the flow. He looked good. He was confident. He's been riding loose, and again, he's really good under pressure, and I think that's going to be a big one considering we only have tonight and round 6 left.
When you're out front like this, Destry, do you try any new lines?
I like that. No, absolutely not. I'm going to take, if I'm going to a line, it's going to be the safer line that I might lose a half a second or a second, but I'm going to be more consistent. It's about taking consistent lines, which is normally the rock section, but he has a line that he likes, so he wants to stay in that flow of like, I know this line is good, I'd rather just stay in this line.
The battle for second is heating up. It looks like Tristan Hart's got by Haker. Haker's right there going right after the one bike.
And then the nice section with this is Johnny is looking to his left, Tristan is looking to his left to see if he's making up time each lap. Again, that's a little tight section right there, but this is a big one where they don't have to look over the shoulders because it's turning a 180 and you can see where the riders are.
The best battle is for second right now. Hart has moved back into second. Haker's in third. We haven't mentioned Webb, but he's got a solid fourth right now. And then the Cowboy, Max Gersten, in fifth on the 15 bike.
Yes, and we have like a 4-way battle between those 3 guys, or the 4 guys, I should say, usually fighting for that third spot. So this is a track Cody Webb likes these rocks in the tougher technical section.
Even though he doesn't like the jumps, he shines on the harder parts of the racetrack.
Yeah, and that's not where you're going to make the jumps. As long as you can make the triple, that's going to be your biggest part. Johnny Walker just selling it over that triple.
Sending it 105.683, so about 5 seconds slower than his fastest lap. So maybe he is looking around, or maybe he's just
Hart
cruising.
Just threw a 1 minute down, so he just made up 5 seconds on that last lap.
Or it could be some lap traffic could have slowed down Walker.
Correct. There's Tristan Hart we just saw on our screen right there. But again, look at, you can see Johnny Walker revving at who was that? Brandon Petrie, maybe, I believe.
Don't get out of the way. I'm coming through. Oh, blue flag's coming out.
Oh, this is where we talk about, remember we talked about line choice, but look at him keeping weight on that peg. You'll see so many guys sitting down. Does a great job. If I'm going to sit down, it's going to be in the dirt section.
And catch your breath when you can on that jump, if possible. There's 2 big jumps, but depending on what your motorcycle's doing, you might not even be able to do that.
Yeah, and Tristan's reeling them in a little bit, and this is where you don't want to get tight. You don't want to be thinking about what's behind you. You want to be thinking about what's ahead of you. Most likely, I'm guessing this is going to be the last lap, which he'll be happy to see a white flag if that's the case.
Triple, and then the big progressive finish line jump. It is a triple, and it is the white flag. 1 lap to go. You have that clock still going in your head.
Absolutely. These guys know, they know how long to be out there. They know how hard they can push for that 7 minutes plus 1 lap. I'm really curious on what he's going to do in this next rock section. Looks like we have
another rider down.
Yeah,
still down.
This is a tough track for sure. Like, it's cost 2 riders in the pro class. This is where he's coming up on a lapper also.
And get into the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden. Almost goes over the backside. That's Piazza. Or no, it's the 110 right there. Jaden Donner's going a lap down. Jaden's probably thankful for that, so he doesn't have to go another lap.
Absolutely, and I was wondering if he's getting tight. Maybe he's got a little arm pump because you can see his front end staying high. For the most part, this whole section now till the end is pretty easy. So he gets a little peek over, and yeah, he built up a little gap again.
Double single goes really low in that left-hander, now into the dumpster jump, and he chose that right side again.
Yeah.
It's the Fantic motorcycle that's down, so that is the 53. Finish line, Braxton Insee. Finish line jump, there's your winner, the 22, Johnny Walker wins Pro Moto number 1.
Boy, that moto didn't disappoint either, and that's how it's going to be everyone. So Tristan Hart just backed it down. He knew he had a big lead after that. And we have a nice battle still with Colton Haker and Cody Webb about 13 seconds back, but there he goes. Colton Haker finishing over the triple there.
That's such a big jump.
Yeah, that's the tough thing with this is it's EnduroCross, which you set up your bike softer for the rocks, the logs, and then you want to set up your suspension stiffer for those big jumps.
There is the finish order of Pro Moto number 1. Johnny Walker on the Triumph gets a pretty big win, 7-second win over Tristan Hart. Haker is third, Webb is fourth, and Max Gersten round out your top 5. And Eric Allreed is with our winner.
Johnny, next level in Moto 1. It seemed like you really put an emphasis on being aggressive early on and getting to the front as quickly as possible. How important was it for you to make quick work of the field and set yourself up to control that race?
Yeah, honestly, I felt like I was riding good, so yeah, I had to push to get past early on. And then from there, I pushed, but then obviously I got into some lappers, made a mistake in the rocks, and I could always see Tristan on the opposite side of the track, so I could kind of control it, but yeah, happy to get the first win of the night.
Congratulations, Johnny.
Johnny Walker looks like he's really relaxed, and he's proven that he's got the speed out here tonight in Reno. When we come back, novice main event up next.
At Enduro Engineering, EnduroCross champion Shelby Turner. We are Enduro Engineering.
At Slavens Racing, we don't chase trends. We chase trails, testing and tuning with the same parts we carry. Every product we touch is built to go the distance. Slavens Racing. Real riders, real performance.
Your new bike is officially protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer. You can now safely go wherever the wind takes us. Let's ride. It was one of those books that smelled bad, but in a good way, you know?
Nah, man. Oh, didn't think this through, did you?
No.